And you here are a vendor, not a volunteer. Oh, I know My name is Maria Villarreal. I'm an artist from South Chicago. This show is put up today with Heritage Day. It will be on here for a month. And it is artists from the southeast side and from South Chicago. It is a mix of paintings, etchings, and drawings, and quilting and bread art. And I hope you enjoy the show. Also, we are honoring some artists who have left this world, and they were great artists from the east side and in South Chicago. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. And that would be that wall, right?
This is from here, from Chavez to Yolanda. Those are the past people, okay? So that's Vince Mendoza, Joseph Mulek,
Mulek?
Benny Ordonez, and Francisco Mendoza.
Oh.
Two brothers, the Mendoza brothers.
Oh. Oh, a lovely tribute. A lovely tribute. Maria, thank you.
Responsible for everything that's happening right now on this part.
Not really, but
This is Kathy Regalado.
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 Kathy, yeah. Hey everybody, Southeast Side community and beyond. We just really are in gratitude for everyone that's shown up and all the organizers. So this project started last spring with the listening party here at Calumet Park Cultural Center, and the Department of Culture and Arts from Chicago Park District has been spearheading a project called the Recenter Project, where we're trying to center community patrons to inform what kind of cultural programming they'd like to see at their cultural centers. So many community patrons like Roman Villarreal, Maria, and others have been coming around to really try to, get creative about what kinds of features, events they'd like to see happening here, and how to repurpose the space at the cultural center. And here's a prime example of using this game room to actually exhibit work that is coming from local artists. So this is as Roman said, our first event. We're learning a lot. We're wanting to bring more visibility and let community patrons know this is your space. What do you want to see happen here? You can contact any one of us if you'd like to come out to some of our meetups, join us in organizing, join us in trying to figure out in a real creative way how to use the space that we have here and outdoors. Right now we have Chuy Negrete, we have an indigenous storyteller, Janie Pochal, who's going to be giving some perspective around the southeast side from an indigenous point of view. And then we also have Derek Clements, who's another local artist, and really want to invite other talent and just other folks to come out. Lots of families. I'm seeing a lot of people with their kids. We're hoping to do stuff for adults as well. So, like Roman said, this is just the beginning. We really need your input. If you're on social media, please like the Calumet Park Cultural Center page, so we can start, promoting and getting people to come out here.
How can people get in touch with you? You mentioned that possibility.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys are interested in contacting me, my email is Catherine.Regalados, Regalado, at chicagoparkdistrict.com. You can also, I can give you a number that through Park District, 312-298-9712. And again, this is, Department of Culture and Arts, which a lot of folks may not know at the Park District. And Cal Park is a cultural center. So there are 15 cultural centers in the city. And again, this is your space. So we're really eager to have folks come out and be part of this because it's your space, yeah. This is the beginning in terms of brainstorming what it means to be a cultural center and, what kind of work. Performance too. On the 28th, we welcome you guys to come out when the show will be closing. There'll be a community artist talk. And so that'll be from 3 to 4. The event will start 2. And then we're also having another invited guest, an artist who will be doing some sewing around a bigger project that she'll be showcasing here next summer, and that's Emily Johnson. So yeah, that's through Park District and the Department of Cultural Affairs. So.
And the artist is right. The artist is right here, Paula.
Yeah, she's willing to. Welcome to our first Chicago Cultural Center here at Calumet Park. What's interesting here now, this particular park is now a cultural center. And by being a cultural center, that means we're going to be more involved in the arts and bring more awareness to the arts. And by the arts, we mean the whole spectrum. We mean the music, the writing, the poetry, the whole spectrum. What you're seeing here now is a tidbit of some of the talent here from the southeast side of Chicago. So it gives you a small example. Now, all we have here is 1 or 2 pieces of each artist. Now, you could imagine if we had more than 2 or 3 of each artist. So the latest shows that we're going to be having later on as we progress, is they're going to be less artists, but more of their work. But what I like to do right now is introduce some of the artists that are here helping us out for like this first time I introduce first is one of the artists, dear friend of ours, longtime artist from the community in Chicago and Mexico. This is Vincent Mendoza. But I hate to say our poor friend passed away a couple years ago, but his experience and what he shared in his community is very extent, like him and his brother Francisco. So it's very, very important that we don't forget a lot of the family that actually worked here, the families, and did the artwork here. Now what's beautiful about these 2 brothers is they really spread the word of the arts from South Chicago to the world. Now I'd like to introduce his son, Napo.
How you doing? Vicente Mendoza Jr., aka Napo. I just love what they're doing here. I used to come here as a kid when they had the boxing gym. I always loved the southeast side. My heart's still here, even though if I moved to Whiting, my heart is still on the southeast side. And my uncle and my father were like the biggest influences on me as far as the art and everything. And I'm glad that they asked to bring some of their artwork here, and their legacy lives on, and hopefully their spirits will influence other artists, up and comers. Because there's a lot of music going on, but we need some more visual arts going on, and it's very cool, very awesome. I'm very proud of my uncle and father, and may them rest in peace. And I know they're happy that their name will still live on. They're basically immortal. Thank you.
Perfect.
I have another fellow artist, very talented young lady, but the problem is she doesn't speak very English yet. It's the process. But her work is tremendous. This is Claudia Charo from Mexico, who now shares her home here with us here. When we first met her, we were totally amazed at her talent as an artist. And again, because of the language barrier, we can't really say but too much, but wherever you get a chance and you get to see Claudia Charo, go see her work. It's very, very beautiful, very, very intense. Claudia, that's it for thank you for joining us. Okay. There's another fellow artist, Charles, also from the community. Actually, we've been knowing him and his wife for Roby for the last 4 or 5 years. We've been working at different shows, and what's interesting is we're seeing everything progress. And what's really beautiful is the work that everybody's doing together. Now, his work is basically
it's basically digital art. Sometimes I take sketches that I do and convert them into digital art, which is this one here right now. And I think I was inspired by a mask making person. did this. And, I converted it into digital.
Fantastic.
This is another fellow artist here, Roby, who's been showing us, I believe, the last 5 years. We've been showing at different events, different places, Underbridge Studios, from the community. And what's interesting about the work that we've been doing, we're seeing how all everybody's work progressed over the years. And now, I was telling everybody, this is a first-time space. Now, you can imagine, this is just one of our works. Could you imagine with the artists that we have here, if everybody would have brought 3, 4, 5, we would have an overflow. That's how much talent is in this community. Roby?
All right. This is my picture. This is photography. And what happened, I digitalized it and I made it look like a painting. This picture was taken on 35th in King Drive. It was at the Lake Meadows Art Show. And this guy, he was playing his bass. And I said, oh, wow, I need to capture him, and this is it. And then also I just brought in the
It is so beautiful.
background of Chicago behind him.
Oh, thank you.
It's called Chicago Bass Player.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there is an artist that just walked in right now. Excuse me. This is another fellow artist from the community.
How are you? Good to see you again.
I'm very, very impressed with her work because she does now, it works.
Yeah, I know.
But she works with an odd material that's a common material that's really impressive, the way she's taking it to a whole new level. So you can speak about that. I don't want to tell you.
I mean, it's made out of bread. It's bread.
We have some samples on our refrigerator.
Oh, really?
The feathers.
Yes, I did make that maybe a couple of years back now that we're speaking, and I don't know, it's been transitioning as we go, we grow, we learn, and I just put 2 new pieces up that I'm actually, I don't know if you guys seen it or anything like that, but...
Well, we're going to focus in on it right now. But what I think is great is how it's progressing. It's going to a whole new level. And when I seen the work, I'm saying, oh my God, this is really getting somewhere. So I could imagine 5 years from now what's going to be created from her.
Yeah,
Because it's not going to stop.
In that sense too, it expands and it changes as I go through life and my stages and everything in society. I kind of put everything into my paintings, and so as I'm learning how to fuse it and assemble it on the canvases, I'm learning new things. So it's getting better. I can't wait either to see where it takes me. I really can't.
And the beauty of it is that everybody here is from the southeast side. Now, we could have actually gone out to the city, but then again, like I said, it's going to grow. And right now, I think we have a good start at the show samples of what we're capable of doing and who's out here. But like I said, the next shows are not going to be this many people. There's 20 in this show. Next time, it's only going to be like 5. That way we can concentrate more on the work and showcase the actual artists themselves. But if you get a chance, you can pan over there and you can see what we're talking about.
I know, I've seen it. And look at that, there are flowers.
And everything that's actually, the whole background is bread. Everything is bread.
See, that's amazing. That's amazing to me, you know.
And it's been, like I said, changing for me in a sense that I'm working on. That's gotten me to do another painting coming up too. And then we're working for the Day of the Dead, of course. So
Yeah, oh yeah, that's another
I'm
one.
very interested for that one. I'm excited. So, well,
Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. And
Thank you.
we're very proud of what's going on here in South Chicago. Thank you.
Thank you.
Eric Cortez here. I'm a local artist in the southeast side of Chicago, and some of my work right here. I work with different mediums, mainly acrylics right now. I jump from watercolor, I sculpt a bit, but yeah, this is some of my work right now. And really, I just try to keep anything really colorful, vibrant, to bring good energy out of my work. That's what I'm about. That's who I am as a person. Just try to bring a good vibe to the community and the people I surround myself with.
And are there other artists in your family?
Artists in my family, my mom was the real artsy one, you know, like when any holidays would come up, we would do like the arts and crafts stuff. So I really got my stuff from like probably my mom. But yeah, other than that, not really. There's musicians in my family, I'm a musician as well. But other than that, the artsy side was mainly my mom's side for sure. Yeah. But yeah, this is my work.
It lives.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. This makes me as other like paper towel stuff, but I've sculpted before. I've used Roma clay, made plaster casts, and
So the
like
relief on there is made out of what?
the stuff that
Raises it up.
it's what raises it up is actually just paper towel. Paper
Okay,
towel.
all right, okay. That's fine. Yep.
Yeah, and this is one of my first pieces I did with this, and I was showing Ron earlier that my newer pieces, now that I've actually gotten like a hand on it, like they're a lot bulkier, they're more prominent, they pop out a lot more, you know. So this was my first, yeah, but this is like my first go around. But here, I'll show you a picture. See? See,
Oh,
they're
my
like they're
goodness
bulkier.
gracious.
See, and like I've done the flat version. Well, this one is actually texturized. Like the canvas is a recycled canvas. It already had this texture on it, but I was like, well, I can't afford a canvas right now, so I'm just gonna repaint over this and recycle it. And, yeah, exactly. And it's those both of those pieces are about around 3 to 4 feet. So I'm trying to go bigger, just to stimulate like that vibe as soon as you get in front of my piece, just to really draw you in. That's why I choose to use these vibrant colors as well.
Thank you. It's
So
fantastic.
yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. What was your name? I didn't catch your name.
Hi, I'm Pat Hansen.
There you go. My name is Matt Rodriguez. I go by Shakles. I submitted these 2 pieces right here for the Southside art exhibit right here. Really lately I've been painting a lot of emotional pieces and trying to put as much feeling into my paintings as I can. But I explore all different directions and mediums.
So why is it madness and why is it sadness?
I'm sure I was going through both of those emotions as I was working on these pieces, living out here in the neighborhood. There's been there's been a lot of things that we've tried to work on, deal with the youth, with the older generations, everybody really. That's why I thank Roman every time Roman gives me an opportunity to show my artwork anywhere, to meet new people, to deal with other artists, to meet new other artists. Like I always take it. Roman always brings real artists, real people around. And just walking around this room today, I just come in here and feel inspired. So that's what I always try to do. I try to bring something that can inspire whatever, regardless of the meaning behind it, however I was feeling while creating it. I try to make something that will look good to somebody else. Maybe it'll mean something else to somebody else. Maybe, the technique will stand out and inspire somebody to try something different. That's usually what I try to go for. I work every day on something different. I try to just keep creativity moving and share it with other people. That's why this is awesome to me. Right here in Calumet Park, I've been coming swimming here my whole life since I was a little kid. Come to the park here, it's just part of the neighborhood.
So what part of the neighborhood do you live in?
Right on the east side. Let's see. Well, I was born in South Area Projects, right there on like 106th and 8th. Yep. And then from there, I moved to 97th and L, which is like crazy now. But then 97th and L to 101st and M, and then 108th and L.
Okay, we live in 99th Street.
Oh.
Lived there all my life.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
He was original studio artist.
Yeah.
Really? Oh my God, nice. That's wonderful.
So, we just try to bring as much creativity as we can. Like, I've traveled all over the country with this guy. He has a band. He sings for a band. That's his main thing. Art, we push each other to stay creative and doing art.
That's important.
Yeah. But so he'd have his band on the road, and I'd travel with him and take the artwork with me, share my artwork with people all over the country. So, I've just been building a base all these years, and now I've been really trying to do stuff more in Chicago, throughout Chicago, and thinking about neighborhood and stuff like that.
Hi. So who are you and what are you up to?
I'm Derek Clemens, your friendly neighborhood artist again, in the midst of something. We're at the Calumet Park, and I was invited by Kathy Regalado in the Park District and other participating members and boards, along with dear Joan Otten. He's videotaping me now. We're doing an art class just to engage the community, and the subject is, what is the word that would best describe what we need in our community? So people have chosen different things, from peace to love to jobs and some realistic things that they have come up with. And then they're given wood plaques of which they are going to paint their design and take it home at the end of the session today. The weather's holding out nicely. I think nature is in our favor for a little while. And we're getting a lot of nice response. I'm really happy with the turnout. The neighborhood is really into doing their quiet art session.
That's ketchup.
This is ketchup. This is really dark ketchup.
Okay, so this was for like the thicker, maybe for the letters, and then this one's for like if you want to
Look at this over here.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
These are neighbors.
Wow.
Yeah, I grew
Very
up with
symmetrical.
Yes.
the Vincents.
The #1 song in 1928 from right here, close by, from Gary, Indiana. It was a song that became known throughout the world as the song of the immigrant experience. Qué lejos estoy del suelo donde he nacido. My tío said to the Texas Rangers, the immigration man, señores, yo voy a contarles todo lo que yo sufrí. Desde que dejé mi patria, desde que dejé mi patria, por venir a este país. Betabel, vámonos al Betabel, vámonos a Minnesota, vámonos a Betabel.
A la pizca, compadre.
Pisca cherry
En Minnesota.
That's a raccoon missing its tail.
Oh.
Hi.
Okay.
What you got, kids?
Oh, cool.
Whoa.
My father.
It's a glove. It's itchy.
Okay.
There used to be a real small years and years ago, back in the 40s and 50s, and then they consolidated with the South Chicago.
Yeah.
But at one time there was the East Side.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a wonderful area. This is my first time here. This park is it's absolutely incredible.
Well, where do you
Like,
come from?
I'm in Hyde Park right now.
Oh, okay.
So
South
I'm a
side.
University of Chicago student
Okay.
studying environmental anthropology, and I've been working at Big Marsh since June now. So
Okay.
I love it. I mean, there's so much land. I was in Ohio for a long time, and I worked on a wetland
Where?
In Ohio?
in Oxford, Ohio.
Okay, I know the area.
So there's a bunch of farms, and on the corner of it all, we built this little wetland. We built a series of wetlands to try and fix some of the water going into the stream system. And then the park district hired me, and they're like, we have this really cool wetland site on the south side. And I was like, oh, I'm in Hyde Park. Like, that's really close. And they let me spend all summer teaching kids from all over the city.
So good for you.
Yeah, it was so fun. I had over 1,000 kids this summer.
Joanne is a native person from the Calumet region.
I live across the street.
Yeah?
All
That's
my life.
awesome.
I would live nowhere else.
And,
Yeah.
and I was born and raised and still live in the Calumet region, but I'm in the south suburbs.
Okay.
But I was born and raised on the south side of Chicago.
Yeah.
So we're very familiar with. We also belong to an organization that's called Calumet Heritage Partnership. Are you familiar with that?
I'm not.
It's an organization that is promoting the Calumet region,
That's
which
great.
encompasses the southeast side of Chicago and into northwest Indiana, everything around the Lake Calumet and Calumet River. And so that area is being
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, hi. Beautiful.
Thank
Hi.
you. Say hello.
Hello.
Hi. Simple.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
thank
a
you.
great space.
Oh,
Right?
thank you. Thank you for
Yeah,
inviting me.
yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, still lots to do, right?
Yes.
And you get to work with Derek too.
Yes.
And Paula. Paula's our neighbor.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Okay, so you can use your...
This is the famous table.
Don't forget you're gonna use...
this is just a small sample of what is going to happen here in Tasha. That's why we're very proud of being part of this. It's very important to us to keep the doors open for the southeast side, especially in the arts. It's long overdue, and the response is beautiful. We're having a good response. Now it's just a matter of participating with the Park District and being able to do more of these shows in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Roman.